Hi folks, so I wanted to do a very quick video on craft beer. It's one of those things, isn't it? It's like, what the hell's craft beer anyway? You know, why am I going to pay £4.50 for a can of craft beer? Pay £4.50 for 4 cans of something down the supermarket? Well, just wanted to give you a little bit of information about what craft beer is, why it's more expensive and why it is worth it. Okay, so generally craft breweries, they're run by smaller outfits, so usually maybe a 2-man team, maybe a 4-man team. There's only a few of them, a handful of them, and they usually produce craft beers in smaller volumes. So when they produce them in smaller volumes, what you might find is you'll find a craft beer that you really like, and you'll buy a couple of them, and then you'll come back to the shop and you'll be like, oh, it's not in. But that's because they have to rotate the beers that they make, because they only have, like, you know, a small, they have like 4-5 fermenters, something like that. So they have to rotate. So actually there's a lot of work that goes into it, and it's all done by a small team. The reason that they normally get into brewing is to produce a better quality and a better tasting beer. When we say better, we mean, you know, you can crack down your supermarket, get yourself a lager, whatever. You know, it tastes all right, there's a little bit of variation, but not much. So these guys are basically adding larger quantities of flavourings, hops, things that they're mixing to make that flavour just a little bit better, and they're usually higher priced ingredients. So the hops and everything that they use to produce different specific beer styles, it's a little bit more expensive because they're trying to make decent beer, they're trying to make good beer. And craft beer is usually richer, there's a much bigger variety of flavours that you can get, and there's something for everyone. Okay, so for the most part, for craft beer, the production costs are much higher than the large sort of international breweries. So these guys, you know, the small outfit, they're churning out, you know, they've only got so much reach, and they're actually paying out more to make their beer. And plus they're funding the operation on a much tighter budget because of the cost of the overheads and the equipment costs to set up alone. You know, they're not guys with a bunch of money, they're not like Heineken, or they're not Ruddy Carlsberg. There's not a ton of money. They have to find that money from somewhere, they have to go and earn that money. But they have a real passion for the beer. So the question is it worth it? Is craft beer worth it? Well, absolutely. I mean, we get a lot of people at the Craft and Local Beer Shop in Lymington. They come and go, whoa, £4.50 a can? And it's like, well, yeah, it is £4.50 a can because somebody has slaved over this. Somebody has made this really, really good beer, and you can get all sorts. You know, these guys have really slaved over it. You've got a chap in Nightlife Brewing in Bournemouth, you know, Pie Sublime. He's got a key lime pie beer. I mean, dude, honestly, that is good stuff. That is good stuff. Is it worth it? Yeah, absolutely, because you've got more variety. You can taste the beer. It's lush. If you want to, you know, if you're just looking at it wasted, just have 2 really high bloody strength craft beers. You know, at the end of the day, it's actually going to be a little bit cheaper for you. Ultimately, it's up to you. Is it worth it? Well, I say pitch a standard lager from the supermarket against a craft brewed Hell's Pilsner. Hands down, you're absolutely going to say, well, that Hell's has got some real flavour, richness. You can taste the difference. You really can taste the difference. So, I mean, it is up to you ultimately, obviously, as the person that's buying. But craft beer is great. It is great. A lot of love goes into it. It's you can find something for everyone. Stouts, porters, IPAs, pale ales, all sorts of things. I urge you to try them. Even if you just want to go in the shop and spend £4.50, get one beer that you've not tried before, it's worth it, because craft beers aren't for like guzzling down and like getting all wasted on Friday night. They're for tasting. So go, pick out 1, 2, 3, 4 decent craft beers, give them a try, you won't be disappointed. And yeah, they are a little bit more expensive, but it's ruddy worth it, I tell you. So anyway, get yourself down to our shop. There's lots of other bottle shops as well, but I don't know their names. So we're the Craft and Local Beer Shop based at Visual Vibes in Lymington. Get yourself down. Let's talk about beer. If you don't know what you're looking for, we've got little descriptions underneath all the beers, so you can kind of get an idea of what it is you're going to taste with that beer, and we're always happy to talk about it as well. We're always getting new beers in, generally local Hampshire, Dorset beers, but we also get beers from all around. So cheers to craft beers.